Hi there. In this video, we will discuss the summary of the 45th chapter of Noli Me Tangere by Dr. Jose Rizal, titled The Hunted. We will also study the important events, characters, settings, and lessons found in this chapter. Listen and watch carefully, as you will learn a lot from this historical work by Rizal. Let's begin. In a cave in the forest, Elias found Captain Pablo after 6 months of not seeing each other. Elias had learned about Captain Pablo's fate 2 weeks earlier, and now they met to discuss their problems. Elias was close to Captain Pablo, whom he considered like a father, and he tried to convince the old man to join him in the lands of the indigenous people to live peacefully and forget the tragedies his family had endured. However, Captain Pablo refused Elias's invitation because he was determined to avenge his children, who had suffered at the hands of foreigners. Captain Pablo had 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. His daughter had been exploited by a church official, and one of his sons investigated what happened. Because of this, his son was accused of a robbery at the convent, and although nothing was proven, he was arrested, hanged, and tortured by the authorities. Captain Pablo's other son was suspected of seeking revenge, and when he failed to present his identification one day, he was arrested, tortured, and eventually took his own life. For Captain Pablo, the only thing that mattered now was avenging his children. He planned to attack the town at the right time, along with other unfortunate individuals who were also being persecuted by the government. Elias understood Captain Pablo's desire for revenge, but he himself had chosen not to seek vengeance to avoid harming innocent people. Elias told Captain Pablo about his meeting and friendship with Ibarra. He spoke of Ibarra's good qualities and the oppression his family had suffered at the hands of the priests. Elias suggested that Ibarra might help bring their grievances to the general. Captain Pablo agreed, and they decided to find out Ibarra's answer after 4 days. If Ibarra agreed, their grievances would be addressed. But if not, Elias promised to join their cause. Now, let's move on to the important events in this chapter. Elias found Captain Pablo in a cave after 6 months of not seeing each other. Captain Pablo refused Elias's invitation to join the indigenous people and live peacefully. Captain Pablo shared the fate of his children, who were victims of abuse by foreigners and the church. Captain Pablo planned to avenge his children with the help of other oppressed individuals. Elias and Captain Pablo agreed that Elias would talk to Ibarra to see if he would join their cause. Important characters. Elias, the main character who showed concern for Captain Pablo, whom he considered like a father. He tried to convince Captain Pablo to live peacefully, but also understood his desire for revenge. Captain Pablo, an old leader who lost his children due to abuse by foreigners and the church. He was filled with anger and planned to avenge his family. Captain Pablo's children. 3 individuals who became victims of abuse by authorities and the church. Their experiences drove Captain Pablo to seek revenge. Ibarra, the character who might help Elias and Captain Pablo's cause. His role in the chapter is not fully emphasized, but it offers hope for achieving justice. Let us now proceed to the setting of this chapter. The setting of the story was a cave in the forest, a quiet and remote place that served as a refuge for Captain Pablo and the location of his important conversation with Elias. Here are some of the lessons, messages, or implications shown in this chapter. Captain Pablo's deep anger and desire for revenge show the effects of abuse and injustice on a person. It demonstrates that anger and revenge stem from intense pain and a lack of justice. Elias's attempt to convince Captain Pablo to live peacefully shows his desire to avoid violence and protect the innocent. It highlights the importance of striving for peace even in the face of tragedy. The story of Captain Pablo's children reflects the cruelty of those in power and how it destroys the lives of the innocent. It is a reminder of the importance of having a fair justice system. Elias's decision to ask Ibarra about their plan shows his faith that there are powerful people who can bring about change. It emphasizes the value of seeking peaceful solutions before resorting to violence. Elias's promise to join the revenge if Ibarra did not agree shows his empathy and support for the oppressed. It demonstrates that unity in a cause, especially for justice, is important even when there is risk involved. And that concludes the 45th chapter of Noli Me Tangere, titled The Hunted. What have you learned from this chapter? Share your answers in the comments. We also encourage you to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay updated with our future videos. Until next time, thank you for watching.